Hello. Today we're going to be presenting our final case study on Maddie. Okay, so just a little bit of background about Maddie. She's 3 years old with the recent diagnosis of ASD. There are no remarkable medical complications. She had her first speech sounds at 15 months old, and between 11 and 14 months, she used about 5 words to communicate, and her motor development was within a typical and normal um, limits. She is an only child, and the father stays at home while the mother works. She's currently receiving occupational therapy and part-time developmental preschool services. And in the meantime, to work on social communication skills, her parents are utilizing ESDM parent practices, and they have expressed eagerness to initiate and start the program before she actually receives traditional therapy services when she starts kindergarten. Her food preferences are slightly restricted, but eats most types of food. And she has received speech therapy for about a year now to work on social communication skills.
So some of her baseline communication abilities, first starting with her social abilities, she does have some difficulty with any changes in routine if she's in crowded environments or transferring from one activity to another. She will tantrum and she has a difficult time with that. She has inconsistent eye contact when communicating or when others are communicating with her. She's very self-willed and shows limited interest in playing with peers or other children of her same age in different environments. In opportunities of interaction, she has different ones, and she mostly has opportunities to interact with other peers in her developmental preschool classroom. It is still limited, and we'll see later that parents do take her to parks and grocery stores, but this is where most of her possible interactions could occur. She does not initiate interactions in any of these settings, and she prefers to play alone at a distance.
So a little bit about her expressive communication. She is a bit delayed relative to the norm of her age group. She is starting to combine words into phrases, and she has a strong ability to imitate speech sounds and phrases that her parents will model for her. She does use basic gestures to communicate, such as waving and reaching for desired items or desired actions from the parents. She also blows kisses and claps when she's excited. Some of the receptive skills that she possesses, they're actually quite limited. She does follow two-step instructions, like pick up the ball and bring it to me. However, her response to her name seems to be inconsistent per parent report.
So with some more of her baseline communication abilities, some assessments were conducted, 2 of them being the DAISY-2 and the PLS-5. The DAISY-2 showed that all scores were below average. Same with the PLS-5. So her total language score on the PLS-5 was a 66, where normally scores below 79 are considered delayed. Her receptive scaled score was a 3, and her expressive scaled score was a 5. So we could see that she does have a little more trouble with her receptive skills compared to her expressive. She also participated in an autism diagnostic observation scheduled, the 2nd edition or the ADOS-2, and met criteria for ASD according to the DSM-5. The results showed that she has difficulties in social communication, and she showed restrictive behaviors and repetitive interests. And she demonstrated shared enjoyment in shared activities such as bubbles and communicative reaching to request. So because of all these combined scores, she is eligible for early intervention services.
So in the meantime, parents are integrating Maddie into different social experiences to work on her social communication skills. And these include taking her to parks or playgrounds to play with other children, and going to the grocery store or shopping center, all just to kind of integrate her into normal social environments with other people other than her parents. And to achieve just primary goals of social communication, her parents, like stated before, are initiating coaching in ESDM, and these are happening weekly, covering new topics such as joint attention, imitation, etc. They're also integrating her into more speech and language therapy and have her enrolled in developmental preschool services. By the time Maddie does turn 5 years old, parents are planning to put her into a full day kindergarten program where she would, based on the assessment results, she would be eligible for speech and language therapy, and she would also be receiving occupational therapy.
Some of the Early Start Denver model procedures that we will be seeing is the 12-week program with one 60-minute coaching session per week with the child and the parent. The mother also uses some ESDM strategies outside of the training sessions. So these are some of the strategies such as joint attention and imitation that we talked about that we see in those coaching sessions. Through ESDM, Maddie's mother promoted social communication skills by managing Maddie's attention, modulating her affect and arousal, using dyadic engagement, optimizing motivation, and promoting multiple and varied communicative opportunities, such as when they do take her to the park or to grocery stores.
Okay, so these are some of the objectives and recommended therapy activities we have for each of the language domains. So for expressive communication, the objective we would have set for Maddie is that she would spontaneously produce multiple words associated with the play routine, such as ready, set, go, or roll, go, just simple words like that, with like an object. She would, the mastery criterion, like at the end of her goal, or by the time she reaches her goal, would be that she produces 3 words or approximations for verbs. And in order to work on that, we suggest that parents or teachers or any clinician working with her use pretend play and board games. We believe that this would be a great way to start with the role and goal words. And then for cognition, we one objective we have is matching and sorting by sizes. And a mastery criterion we have for this is that she matches or sorts independently 80% of the time. And with these, we suggest using sensory bins with different shapes and sizes, puzzles for matching, and stacking toys to also do the matching and trying to recognize different shapes and sizes that go together.
So with imitation, our objective would be imitating animal sounds or any other sounds. The mastery criteria would be if she imitates within 5 seconds of the model 80% of the time. What we recommend is nursery rhymes, which could be a fun activity at home and something easy for her to imitate, and Simon Says. Our next domain is social skills. And our objective for this is to use gestures or words to gain an adult's attention for her wants and needs. The mastery criteria would be for her to use either words or clear gestures 5 times a day. And for this, we're recommending to do a lot of pretend play again in different settings and practicing routine activities, such as when she's hungry, so eating, when she needs the bathroom, when she wants to play, anything where she would have to communicate with the adults around her.
So these are some of the resources we recommend for the caregivers or parents of Maddie. On the side, we have the just a quick and simple guide to the Early Start Denver model, and how training can be implemented for parents, recommended settings and materials to implement ESDM. And the handout also provides some other resources for the parents to use, and a direct link to the ESDM website. On the other side, we have some videos kind of modeling ESDM that could be helpful for the parents to kind of take a look at and possibly imitate or implement into their home. And we also have another resource for parents that gives kind of just a list of different settings and environments that they can provide for their child at home to work on social communication skills. So all easy access things.
And these are our references.
Thank you.